Hi friends, my name is Yashwant Kanetkar and I am here today to discuss with you a programming model which is very typical of Java environment. When you contrast it with traditional programming model, the one that is followed by languages like C and C++, you will find that there is a very fundamental difference between the traditional programming model and the Java programming model. So without much ado, let's try to understand this Java programming model. In this model, suppose we begin with a Java program stored in a .java file. Now when you compile this Java program, it gets converted not directly into machine language instructions, but instead it gets converted into some intermediate language instructions, and that intermediate language instructions are often known as bytecode instructions. So if you have a file pr1.java, on compilation it will create a pr1.class file or a pr1.jar file. .class file or .jar file would get created. And then when this bytecode instructions have been created, they on the fly would be executed on the platform. During that execution, the conversion from bytecode instructions into machine language instructions will be done. So bytecode instructions once created can be executed after having converted them into machine language instructions for Windows x86 combination. Means Windows plus Intel combination, Windows plus Intel platform, or in short often also known as merely a Wintel platform. The same bytecode instructions can get executed on a Mac plus Motorola combination after having converted the bytecode instructions into corresponding machine language instructions as understood by the Mac plus Motorola combination. Same bytecode instructions can also get converted into machine language instructions as understood by the platform of Android plus ARM, where Android is the operating system, ARM is the microprocessor. Advantage of this is what? Advantage is that once conversion is done by the Java compiler and the intermediate language instructions have been created, there onwards the same instructions can be used to get them executed on different platforms. The conversion from .java file into a .class file would be done by the Java compiler, whereas conversion of bytecode instructions on the fly during execution into appropriate machine language instructions will be done by what is known as a Java interpreter, or sometimes also known as a just-in-time compiler. In place of a Java interpreter, JIT compiler might also be used. So compiler will convert from .java into .class and interpreter will convert from .class into machine language instructions. The advantage that accrues from creating this intermediate language code in the form of bytecode instructions is that you are required to compile the program only once, whereas you can run the compiled code into different platforms, different microprocessor and OS combination without being required to recompile the program. That, believe me, is a great advantage. Contrast it with traditional programming model where the moment platform change, you are required to recompile the program. That you don't have to do anymore. The same bytecode instructions can run on absolutely any platform. All that will have to be done is there is something known as a Java virtual machine that will have to be implemented for a particular platform. So long as a JVM or Java virtual machine is present for that platform, the same bytecode instructions will be taken by JVM and appropriately be converted into the machine language instructions as understood by that particular platform. That is why it is often known as a compile once but run anywhere model. Whereas traditional programming model, you are required to write the program once but compile it often. Here you are required to write only once, compile only once, run as many times as you wish on different models. That, believe me, is a big advantage as contrasted with the traditional programming model. So compilation will have to be done only once, writing of the program will also have to be done only one single time. The way Java programming model is fundamentally different than the C and the C++ programming model, same is true about the Python programming model. Or for that matter, C# programming model. Means all the modern languages have understood the importance and the advantage behind creating the intermediate language code. In case of C#, it's known as IL code or intermediate language code. In Java parlance, the same is known as the bytecode instructions. These are readable, human readable instructions. They are not machine language instructions. They get converted into machine language by the Java interpreter. So I hope I have clarified enough as to what is the difference between the traditional programming model and the Java programming model. Once you understand these differences, you are on a surer footing when you start actually writing Java programs, which is what we propose to do in lectures to follow. Till that time, goodbye, good luck, and thank you.